Right, so why people even talk like he the best at, he didn't even fight at 135 yet.
Right.
He didn't even have power at 126, 30 or none of that.
He is good.
Possible. I think Lamont Roach is a good fighter, so he better shut up and stay focused.
Yeah, I think right now, yeah, Shakur the only fight that I think that can really give him that challenge, just because, you know, he got very high IQ, great defense.
Davis responded to Shakur Stevenson's win over Josh Padley with a tweet that subtly mocked Stevenson's performance. It seemed like Tank believes Shakur is overrated and doesn't see him as a real threat. Tank's reactions made it clear he wasn't buying into all the hype surrounding Stevenson. He seemed annoyed, questioning why people were calling Shakur one of the best boxers when he hadn't even fought properly at 135 pounds yet. Tank also pointed out that Shakur didn't have knockout power, even when he was fighting at 126 pounds. This was a direct challenge to Shakur's reputation as an elite fighter, and it was clear Tank wasn't backing down from the ongoing feud.
Some of your 135 contemporaries have a lot to say these days. Shakur Stevenson, well, of course he's now 135 after all that stuff, and then Devin Haney.
Right, so why people even talk like he the best at, he didn't even fight at 135 yet.
Right.
He didn't even have power at 126, 30 or none of that.
He is good.
Okay. How can you, all that's just okay. How can you stop people that can actually hit? No matter all that boxing, you gonna get hit. What you gonna do when you get hit?
In the post-fight press conference, Stevenson shared his admiration for Saudi Arabia and how well they treat fighters. He praised Turki Al-Sheikh, the chairman of Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority, for his investment in boxing and the opportunities he's creating. Stevenson highlighted how the country is quickly becoming a major destination for big fights. He even hinted that he'd love to fight there again in the future and suggested that a potential showdown with Davis could take place in Saudi Arabia, as the region is willing to pay top dollar to make major fights happen.
Padley, I'm just going to say to you now, true warrior spirit tonight. Taking this on such short notice, a lack of preparation, but then now you know the levels in terms of if you want to achieve the ultimate goal in this, but the fighter in you, I can only imagine, is probably a little bit disappointed.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. Obviously, I would like to have stayed in there a little bit longer, but conditioning wasn't quite there to body, and they were taking the toll, as you can probably see. Wouldn't have liked to have gone down to some of them, but not quite at that level yet, and I'm not ashamed to admit it.
You know what, sometimes there's no shame in some man in saying that you can just learn from this, because it's always a journey, so I'm just going to say to you, the important question I asked you before was you going to achieve greatness tonight? It was a lot of variables for you to kind of control in terms of the changes, the new arena, all the rest of it. But when you reflect, Shakur, are you happy? That's what I want to ask you first.
Oh, I'm very happy. The name of the game in boxing is hit and don't get hit. I'm a master of it. I didn't get hit, and I hit God more than he hit me. So it was a great performance for me. I'm happy with it. There's probably some people that's going to critique and say this and say that, but shut up, I got it done, and I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing.
So actually more, just one word. You going to come back here? This is a new home? You going to make this a home as well?
Yeah, I love Saudi Arabia. I love the energy here. I love the fans. Everybody treated me well, and it was an amazing time for me.
Appreciate the work tonight, man.
Stevenson didn't take Davis's response well and hit back, telling him to stay focused since he has his own upcoming fight with Lamont Roach. Stevenson even went as far as saying he thinks Roach could beat Davis, a bold statement that sparked some controversy. While most experts favor Davis in a fight against Roach, it seemed like Stevenson's comments were more about getting under Davis's skin than making a serious prediction. It's clear Stevenson is trying to grab Davis's attention and is ready to take shots at him to make their fight happen.
Shakur, obviously, Tank Davis is the name on everyone's lips. Eddie Hearn spoke about it. Tank tweeted tonight, LOL, during the mid-rounds. What do you make of that?
That's what he's supposed to do. He gotta do that, but once again, he gotta fight next week, right? So let's see. Let's see what he do. He fighting Lamont Roach next week. I don't think it's gonna be an easy fight.
Do you think Lamont Roach could beat Tank Davis next week?
I think yes. I think it's possible. I think Lamont Roach is a good fighter, so he better shut up and stay focused.
What's the conversations been like with Turki Al-Sheikh about that Gervonta Tank Davis fight? Because Eddie says he wants to make it.
Turkey want to make the fight too. I think that once again it's the biggest fight in boxing. He won it, I won it. Now it's all up to Tank.
Last one from me. Terence Crawford said you're like his little brother. and he's so proud of you tonight. What does it mean to you hearing that from Terrence?
It means everything. Like I said, I'm an elite level fighter. I'm on the highest skill level, and I got my brothers coming here supporting me. I could listen to him a little bit more because he know what he's talking about. So I appreciate him, and I thank him for coming.
Shakur, thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
During the fight with Padley, Stevenson seemed to hurt his surgically repaired left hand once again. Some people noticed him wincing after certain punches, which could explain why he didn't push for an early knockout. Despite the injury, Stevenson demonstrated his elite skills by stopping Josh Padley. Boxing legends and analysts praised his technique and ring IQ. However, not everyone was impressed. Many fans called the fight boring, criticizing Stevenson for not delivering an explosive knockout or making the fight more exciting. This divide between boxing purists and casual fans continues to be a common theme when discussing Stevenson's style.
Boring Shakur. That's what all boxing fans saying right now. Even though Shakur Stevenson did get TKO stoppage after getting his hand surgery, he did hurt Padley with a body shot earlier in the fight. In the 9th round, after again catching Padley to the body, Padley's corner threw in the towel. Shakur Stevenson is polarizing. Professional athletes, the top boxers today, stay on Shakur's side, saying that he is great. His technique and abilities is just on another level. On the other side, we have fans who are just not satisfied with his style, not fan-friendly fighter. I could agree to that. When Shakur lets his hands go, he does land. He's accurate. He is great. But what is he gonna do from now on? Is he gonna continue being stubborn and do what he does and see what he gets him? Or he gives fans what they're asking for by being more aggressive, by getting stoppages? There's Gervonta Davis, Keyshawn Davis, there's Lomachenko.
Many fans were disappointed with Shakur's performance, feeling he should have knocked out Josh Padley much sooner, especially given the skill gap and the fact that Padley took the fight on short notice. Expectations were high for Stevenson to finish the fight quickly.
Shakur Stevenson defeats Josh Padley in the 8th round after dropping him 3 times and his team throwing in the white towel to end the fight. Now, it was a very good performance by Shakur Stevenson, but I don't know if I'm just a hater or I don't like the guy, but I didn't like the fight. I thought that Shakur Stevenson could have put out Padley a lot earlier. I understand that Shakur Stevenson is a patient fighter and he likes to take his time and he likes to pick his punches very, very carefully, but I think having a Padley that took this fight on Tuesday was a very good opportunity for you to show us, the whole boxing community, the whole world, that you can knock somebody out, and he had that opportunity and I feel like he just didn't take it. So for me, it's just kind of a bad taste. Again, I don't know if I'm just a hater or a lot of other people feel this way, so I'm curious to know if you think that Shakur Stevenson could have done better.
I gotta make sure that I'm on top of my game because there's a lot of great fighters in the division. Even though I think the division was overrated because they wasn't fighting each other. But now that they fighting each other, there's a lot of great fighters and I gotta be on top of my A game.
Despite all the criticism and back and forth talk, Stevenson remains fully focused on one goal: getting in the ring with Gervonta Davis. He believes their fight would be the greatest in boxing history, a true showdown of skill, speed, and boxing IQ. With all the build-up and tension between them, the anticipation for this fight has never been higher.
You and Tank ever linked up in the ring?
Yeah, we sparred before.
Can we ever expect a fight?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's going to be one of the biggest fights in the world.
No cap.
I feel like how they talking about Earl and Bud Crawford, I feel like me and Tank going to be basically 2.0 of that.
Yeah.
Probably even bigger than that. So
that Earl and Bud, who you got?
I think it's a great fight. I ain't going to pick no winner. I'm forever rocking with Bud regardless, though. So I want to sit there as a fan, but at the end of the day, you got to realize, too, like with Earl, people don't know. Earl showed me like a lot of love since I done came out the amateurs. I'm trying to stay out of that. I'm trying to be more so the person that just watch as a fan and just watch how the fight go and just sit there, enjoy the fight.
Shakur took the trash talk up a notch by calling Tank a clown and confidently claiming that Davis can't beat him. Known for his supreme self-belief, Stevenson clearly sees himself as the superior boxer.
But lied on me the whole time. Him and his dad and his people lied on me the entire build-up. So no, I'll probably never give that kid an opportunity.
And you said that you're putting your money on Lamont Rose. But if Tank gets the victory, is that the obvious fight that's going to be next?
Yeah, it's the 2 best fighters in boxing. Gervonta Tank Davis is a hell of a fighter. I keep telling you, he got great skills. But I'm better than him. I'm better than him at hit and don't be hit. and he can't beat me.
Was it a bit frustrating tonight with Padley just not being willing to play ball?
Nah, it ain't frustrating. I mean, that's what he's supposed to do. He was supposed to come in here, give it his all, make sure that he make it to the 12th round. That's what he was trying to do. So I succeeded at my job, and he tried to do his job.
I imagine that Tank was tweeting LOL because it took you so long to get rid of him, but you didn't prepare for him. Did you have any idea how he was going to fight or what his style would be before the first bell rang?
Nah, I actually really ain't watch him that much, but once again, Tank's style, he's a power puncher. He's a guy that's trying to knock you out. I'm a guy that's trying to break you down, pick you apart, win. If the knockout comes, it comes. So two different styles, but I'm better than him at the art of boxing.
And obviously, you and Tank have your disses here and there, but you know, you kind of alluded to it a couple of seconds ago. Is there deep down respect for each other?
I got respect for his game. I don't got respect for the person. I think he's a clown.
Hey, last
How
one.
can you make that fight happen, Shakur?
Turkey got all the money, so put the biggest fight on. I mean, let's negotiate. I think both of us can make a lot of money, and I'm ready to make it happen.
The boxing world is buzzing about a potential showdown between Tank and Shakur. While fans are divided, many boxing analysts and pros believe Tank might be too much for Shakur because of his mix of power, experience, and skills.
So recently, Terrence Crawford had an interview and he was asked the question, who you got in this fight, Shakur or Tank? And he basically said he think that Tank can't beat Shakur, and Tank knows it because that Shakur is not going to get touched. He has too much defense for Tank and all of this shit. And damn near compared Shakur to fucking Floyd Mayweather. I'm going to say this. Shakur, I do think you got skills. And I'm going to just say it, bruh. You are not a fucking Floyd Mayweather. We're talking about fucking Floyd Money Mayweather. The Philly Shuffle. Nigga, you can't touch him. You ain't touching him. It's over. It's Floyd Mayweather. Don't get this man pumped up and get him popped out here, bruh. Because that's what you're doing. You go have that man go in the ring with Tank and think that he Macho Man, goddamn Terminator, and he go get his motherfucking lights cut off like he ain't paid a bill. That motherfucking Tank, at the end of the day, you know how many niggas he fought that got defense? And he tore their ass down? Like, if we speaking facts right now, bruh, yes, it's a lot of niggas that probably is quicker than Tank and some more shit. The thing is, it's like, the way he hit you, like, if you get hit by Tank, bro, I'm not gonna lie, the right way, you're going to sleep. I don't give a fuck if you Muhammad Ali. You're going to bed. Bro, I just watched a video. He just did a private boxing, like, you know, a sparring thing where he let people come and watch him fucking train. The dude, the trainer who he fucking doing pads with, he knocked this nigga elbow out the socket. Come on, bro, like his shit hanging. He knocked his elbow out the socket. I'm telling you. Y'all keep pumping this nigga, bro. I'm telling you, out of everybody that we keep matching Tank with, Shakur gon' get it the worst. Cause everybody pumping him up. You got your own mans. You got Terrence Crawford talking about, yeah, he got defense like Mayweather. Boy, he go get his ass barbecued in that ring. Not even cooked, go get his ass barbecued. I can see it right now. Ding ding. Got a little smirk on his face. Think shit funny. Tank walk his goofy ass down. Like, y'all keep playing like this man ain't really walking niggas down low-key, like in the ring, like stretching shit. You know how many niggas just done seen backflip in the air? That's how you know it's over. You get the backflip over top of you, you cooked.
Boxing expert Benji Smith Jr. weighed in, stating that Tank would likely win a fight against Shakur. He acknowledged Stevenson's high boxing IQ and solid defensive skills, but believes Tank's offensive power and ability to adjust during the fight would be the key difference.
Gervonta Davis versus Shakur Stevenson. Who wins and how? Now let me tell you, but first hit that follow button if you haven't already. We're on a mission to get to 10k. So this is one of the fights that everybody wants to see next, especially after the way that Tank dealt with Frank Martin. Now personally, if this happened, I do think that Tank would just have a little bit too much for Shakur Stevenson. Now why do I think this? Well, it goes down to who both guys have been in with previously. I do think that Tank has been in there with a higher calibre of opponent than Shakur Stevenson, and Tank has been knocking these guys out as well, whereas Shakur has been getting unanimous decisions. Just behind me you can see Tank Davis' last few fights. So you got Frank Martin at the top, arguably his best win. Ryan Garcia, arguably his second best win. Hector Garcia, who is a very, very good talent, Rolly Romero, who, yes, okay, Rolly's getting clowned a bit at the minute, but Rolly, in my opinion, still is an okay fighter. Yes, he's not quite well level, but on his night, Rolly can be difficult for anybody. And then at the bottom, you've got a guy who's getting a lot of traction at the minute. You've got Isaac Cruz, or better known as Pitbull Cruz. A lot of people have said that Pitbull could potentially go on to unify his division, and Tank's already beat him. And then right at the bottom, you've got old man Mario Barrios, who again is a tricky night for anybody. But when we compare that to Shakur Stevenson's last few fights, it doesn't quite marry up. Now this has actually clipped out a lot of the fighters. You've got Yoshido on there, you've got Cohen Chow on there. Just at the bottom, probably Shakur's best performance, which is unanimous decision win against Oscar Valdez. And then other than that, you've probably got Herring, which is the next best win.
She's the adult, a well-known boxing analyst, warned against rushing to judgment on Shakur Stevenson. He pointed out that fans often make quick decisions and feels many are unfairly calling Shakur overrated. Shiz believes Stevenson is still proving himself and deserves more time before being labelled one way or the other.
I think it's unfortunate that we rush to judgment. Case in point, Ortiz Magimov. There's people who think Magimov is going to destroy Ortiz. Nobody can name any of his other fights. It's only because he put on a good performance against Terrence Crawford. We'll name his best one. We rush to judgment, throw away everything Ortiz did, his tooth and nail fight with Boachuk, and we rush to Magimov being this James Hunt. Wait a minute. Let's see. The jury is still out. Let's see him against Ortiz. Let's see. So Shakur has the worst performance ever from a high-level fighter against De Los Santos. All of a sudden, he's a boring fighter. Him against Artem, he didn't knock him out, but it was a good performance. It's just that that rush to judgment, he's already tagged as a boring fighter. And I'm going to make the case that he was hurt. He was fighting with one hand. And it's not an excuse, it's a reason.
Veteran trainer Teddy Atlas shared his thoughts, saying Tank Davis might be the only boxer capable of handling Stevenson. With decades of experience in the sport, Atlas's opinion carries a lot of weight. His statement only adds to the intrigue surrounding the potential matchup, suggesting that a fight between these two would be a true test of greatness.
Because Shakur Stevenson is that difficult. Because of his style, because of his abilities, because of his eyes, because of his, his legs, that his hand speed, the way that he controls range. Tank Davis is the only guy that I can see that could possibly decipher that style and beat Shakur Stevenson.
While Atlas believes Tank could challenge Shakur, he also had high praise for Stevenson, comparing his boxing style to an opera because of its smoothness and elegance.
That you trained to do? No, you're going to do those things, but you got to do them with that style. You got to do them at the highest level, and you got to do them where people say, at the end of the day, you know what? I appreciate it. It's kind of like somebody, they like rock and roll, but then one day they go to the opera. You get them to finally go in there, and they hear that. They hear that. The angels singing. And they say, not bad. It didn't give me earaches. It didn't shake the walls the way I'm used to getting the walls shaking and get me going crazy. But it did something for me. He could do something for you if you can just let him fight the best guys and appreciate that.
Shakur stops Josh Padley, but come on. Josh Padley put up a good fight for only a 4-day notice. And he absolutely deserves another shot at a contender. Honestly, Floyd, you gotta fight this dude now, because he stepped in for you on 4 days notice, and now you need to step up to him, because Josh Padley showed that he has heart in there. And honestly, I think I'd pick him to beat Floyd Schofield. He gave it his all in there with no camp. Only 4 days, bro. And yeah, it was clear Shakur was winning the fight the whole time, but Padley was not giving up. He was giving it all he got. And I 100% believe that Josh the Electrician Padley could be a contender in the 135-pound division. Now, I'm not saying he could be a champ, but I definitely want to see this guy fight again, because I would love to see what he looks like with a full camp. Great work by Shakur. He worked the body like he's supposed to, but they literally had to throw in the towel. Josh Padley went down 3 times and was not giving up. So hats off to Josh Padley. Good win by Shakur. And Floyd, you gotta fight this dude now.